Time. Good morning. Let me do this one more time. All right, everybody. Welcome back. And now it's time for the scariest of all the projects. Yes, this being Halloween Eve. There's another word for it. I know there's another phrase for it. I'm not going to say that on public television. But I hope you're all ready for the scariest project that we have. Guided Project 8.1. Macros. So before we begin, I need to talk about macros and what they are. So right now, I know you are all aware that there are keyboard shortcuts. You use Control and whatever, right? Control and whatever, and it's a keyboard shortcut, right? So today, with macros, we're going to create keyboard shortcuts, even though SIMnet doesn't want us to do that, we're going to do it anyway. So we're going to create keyboard shortcuts that involve Control and the Alt key. So you hit Control, you hold down Control, you hold down Alt, and then you push whatever letter that we're going to assign the keyboard shortcut to. So what macros do is, when you record a macro, or you click Start Recording, it's going to record every step you take. That means every cell you click on, anything you type into the cells. If you're applying formatting to the cells, it will keep track of all of that until you stop recording the macro. So early in my career, I was realizing that my boss wanted me to do the same exact thing to a report every single week. I'm doing the same exact steps every single time to this report. I'm like, so why don't I create a macro? So instead of spending, half hour a week formatting a report, now I can do it all in one keyboard shortcut that takes me all of 5 seconds to finish. Of course, I didn't tell anybody that I knew how to do that, because, I like my longer lunches, and I'm just like, well, I'm going to need a little bit more time with this. Yeah, I had to figure all this out as I went along. Because then I figured out how to make macros for all kinds of stuff. And so I had my own little personal macro workbook that had all my little macros in it for whatever I was doing in my job. So when it came time for a task, I would just go Control Alt button, boop, 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 fixes it up, because it was all raw data that was coming in. So I was like, it's an Excel spreadsheet. I should be able to make a macro for this, right? But I started doing that once I realized I was doing the same repetitive stuff every single month to these files. It was like, let's make life easy on ourselves. So that's essentially what a macro is, or the purpose of a macro. Today we're also going to go into the Visual Basic for Applications code. That's the back end of the macro. We are going to change one letter in that code, one letter. Then we're going to save it, and we're going to close that window for the code and get back to Excel with our macro. So yes, we are going to be doing that today. And again, it is very, very important that you don't mess the macros up. What I mean by that is, if you mess it up, guess what you get to go back and do all over again? You get to go back and record it all over again. So we are going to go very slowly today with where we click when we start recording macros. Very slowly. I don't want people double clicking when I say single click. I don't want people going to other cells when you're supposed to go to a specific cell. Everything has to be pretty much exact. And yes, this is the lowest amount of points you're going to get on a project for the entire semester. I think it's tied for the lowest amount of points, but it's one of the hardest projects that we have. All right, what do I do first? Download the file. Thank you very much. Yes, let's click the start file. And there it is. Should I probably open the file? Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I know that's a silly question for me to ask at this point. It's only our 9th project together. It's only our 9th project. Don't worry, we got more. It's going to take a moment to open. There it is.
Enable editing.
Enable editing? Okay, fine. All right. All right, so you will notice with this file there are 2 sheet tabs, bottom left corner, stats and documentation. So, everybody, in the documentation, when we get to this point, when it asks you to type, because it's going to ask you to type words in here, you're going to type them exactly as they want you to type them in, okay? And if you have the ability to copy and paste, When we copy, we just copy, but when we paste, where do we paste it in Excel? Where do we paste things in Excel? We don't paste it directly into the cell. Where on the screen do I paste it? I paste it up in the what? Come on, what's it called? I paste it up here. What's this called? The formula bar. Yes, thank you. So we paste it up here. We always paste up here. We do not paste down in here, okay? Just letting you know this. Just letting you know this before we begin. All right, here we go. I've done my public service announcements. Let's get into this. All right. So we already opened up the start file. Bam, done. Step 2. Now step 2, everybody, should already be done on your computers, but we're going to go check it right now. So we're going to go to the File tab, and we're going to go to Options. So let's go to the File tab. File tab. And down, way down here at the bottom, Options, bottom left corner. Okay, then you should get this screen right here. The Excel Options dialog box. They want you to go into the Trust Center. That is the next step. Go ahead and click on Trust Center right here. Okay. Then they want you to check the Trust Center settings. Go ahead and click on Trust Center settings. Okay. So here, bear with me. So we just did 2A, B. Now we're going to click on Macro Settings. Let's see. Do we have macro settings? There's macro settings. Okay. So, the option that should be checked is, let's see, disable all macros with notification. So yours should say this one. Does yours say this one? Yes? We've seen a lot of yeses. Okay, great. So if we're done with that, what do we click on? Okay. And I'm going to click OK one more time. Now, here's my next question. Does anybody have the Developer tab on their computers? Up here, does anybody see a Developer tab? And hey, guess what? I don't have one either, so we get to do this together. Are you ready? We're going to add the Developer tab. Here's how you do it. Up here, I talked about the up here, the quick access toolbar up here. See how there's a little arrow? For those that aren't watching, I'm doing this. There's an arrow up here, upper left corner, quick access toolbar. We're going to click that. And we're going to come down here to more commands. This is how we're going to add the tab. Okay. So, over here on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see Customize Ribbon. Go ahead and click on Customize Ribbon, just above Quick Access Toolbar. So yes, this is how you get to customize the ribbon. This is the fastest way to get there. You notice that there's one box unchecked on the right side of the screen. And that box is what? Developer. Make sure that that box is checked. Did you click on Customize Ribbon on the left? Yes, back there? Okay, we're good. Okay, Developer checkbox. And then if I'm done, what do I click? Okay. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you add the Developer tab. I'm going to go ahead and click on the Developer tab because we're going to be using it. Okay, so go ahead and click on the Developer tab. That's what we're doing next. Okay, next, step 3. We're going to save the workbook as a macro-enabled template. So we're going to go to Save As. So File, Save As, not Save. We're going to save it in Downloads. You can just click Downloads if you see Downloads. Click Browse if you don't see Downloads and find the Downloads folder. Okay, now here, we're saving it as a macro-enabled template, which means we have to change the Save As type right here. Now we get to find, there it is, it's way down, it's down here. So we're going to choose this one. Excel macro-enabled template. Click on that. Now, we're not changing the file name. We're not changing the file name itself. So you're going to have two files. You're going to have one that's a macro-enabled template. You're going to have one that's just the regular workbook. Let me go to the next one here. Okay, it does say click save. So save. Click save. All right. Now, this version right here is now a macro-enabled template, and we can use it to record macros in. Here we go. Step 4. Here's where we get started, everybody. Here we go. We're going to record a macro with relative references. Yes, relative versus absolute. We're going to be doing that again in this one. Relative references to date stamp the sheet. Now, in the Developer tab, this is step 4A, they want you to make sure that Use Relative References is turned on, that this button is turned on. So you notice it's not turned on right now over here in the code group. So I'm going to click on Use Relative References to turn it on. Now, we have not recorded the macro yet, correct? We're not there yet? Okay, that's correct. So what cell do they want us to click on now? H1. That is step 4B, H1. So here's H, here's 1. Okay, just click on it one time. Now, step 4C. Step 4C. We're going to record the macro. So we're going to click the, so everybody, when we click record macro, it's not going to start recording right away. We're going to have to put the details in on the macro. And remember what I said earlier, we are actually going to put in a keyboard shortcut for this one, for all of these, so I can show you how the keyboard shortcuts work. We will not be docked any points for that. So here we go, everybody. Record. There's two places, everybody, to record a macro. Just letting you know this. One is up in the Developer tab, which is that button above. And then the other button is down here on the status bar, next to the word ready. It's this little tiny button. So you can click down there too, and it does the same thing. But I'm going to click up here. So folks online, I was talking about this button down here, bottom left corner next to ready. People here and online, we're going to click the record macro button up here above use relative references. Again, you can do either one. Now, for macro names, there are no, let me repeat this one more time, there are no spaces in macro names. So, check it out. So the name of the macro is this, date stamp. I'm just going to copy it and paste it so I don't have to deal with typing it in. For your shortcut key, let's go to the shortcut key. We're going to click inside of here. Oh, it's not, sorry, it's not Control and Alt, it's Control and Shift. My bad. We use Shift, we don't. So for this, everybody, now inside the shortcut key, I'm going to hold down Shift, and while I'm holding down Shift, I'm going to type the letter D, as in date, and I'm going to let go. You should now see Control Shift D. Why did I pick D? I could have picked any letter. Date, right, it's date, well it's date, right? We're putting in a date, so D, date, got it. So again, for your practical experience, because remember, SIMnet didn't tell us to do this step. I'm having you do it because in real life, we create shortcuts with these. We don't, like, click a whole bunch of buttons. Okay, this is what we do in real life. Now, down here in description, let's go ahead and click down here into the description box. We're going to paste step F, now we're skipping down to step F, insert date text. No period, no comma, just the text, like this. Insert date text. And yes, this is the 9th project, people watching. We do Control-C, Control-V.
I don't have the shift on the, I just have Control plus whatever the square I would insert stuff in.
Told you this was the scariest project of them all. So when you click inside of there, it doesn't let you hold down the Shift key. You gotta hold down the Shift key on your keyboard and type D. Money. Perfect. Okay, now, if I'm done with this, what do I click on? Right, everybody. Now we're going to click OK, and now the recording begins. So I'm going to click OK. Now the recording begins. Do not, okay, after you click OK, I don't want to hear any clicking. I don't want to hear, don't go clicking anywhere after that, because now it's recording every step you take. So in cell H1, which is where we should be right now, we're going to type, check it out, they want us to type equals to, select today, and press enter. Let me show you what they're talking about. So I'm going to type equals, right here, T-O. I'm going to double click today, and I'm going to press enter on my keyboard. And it should be put in today's date. People online, I'm sorry, I will increase this so you can see it better. Oh, I hope that just didn't record that. Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? Okay, we're going to find out if it records it or not. I probably should have done that before we recorded, but whatever. All right, we're still recording, everybody. One second, everybody, I'm waiting. Okay, so now we're still recording. Step H, press the up arrow one time. That's on your keyboard. Up arrow one time gets us back to H1. Next, they want us to press Control C to copy. Now that you see the lines going around cell H1, that means we've copied. Now, check it out. Check it out. Notice it says press Control V to paste the date in cell H1, but then check it out. It now displays the Paste Options button, and from the Paste Options button, we are going to choose, this is step J, Paste Values. So check it out. Watch what I do first. I do Control V, it brings this up. So go ahead and do Control V. You should see this. Click on this. And we're going to come down here to Paste Values, this one right here. First option under Paste Values, click it. So, do you want to know what we just did? Does anybody want to know what we just did by that? Yes. So, we started by putting in equals today, an actual function. We copied that value, 10/30/2025, and we pasted it over the function. So that date now is basically hard-coded into cell H1 and cannot be changed. Unless we delete it manually or something, it cannot be changed. That's what we did. Because equals today, that date is going to change every single day, no matter what. You open it up 2 days later, it'll change to that date. Yeah, so it'll just change to whatever date that is. So what we did was we basically locked that date into place. Some of you are like, well, why couldn't we have just typed in 10/30/2025? Great question. All right, now, look what it says in step K, everybody. Press the escape key on your keyboard. Upper left corner of your keyboard, ESC. Push it. Now the lines are not going around the cell anymore. Next, we're stopping recording. Yay, 2 places to stop the recording. Bottom left corner next to the ready, the word ready, or top left. We're correct, in the ribbon. So you either stop it up there or stop it down here. That's what the square is. I'm going to stop it down here just to show everybody that it works. And I'll stop recording. There you go. So how do I know that it's stopped?
Does it give you a recording option?
Yes, that is correct. It says record macro again up at the top. So congratulations, everybody. You recorded your first macro, but we are not done. Next, notice what it wants us to do in step M. We're going to turn off the use relative references, so let's turn it off. Just click on it up here, and it's off. Okay, that was scary enough. So, everybody, wait a minute. Were we supposed to do something in H2? No? Yes?
I'll just save the script.
You did everything we did before, right? You got that screen and everything before? You should just be able to close that, yeah. Okay, should be, because we're gonna test it right now. So, all right, so here we go, everybody. It says delete the contents of cell H1, step 5A, and go to cell H2. So all I want you to do is this, everybody. We're going to delete H1. We're going to press enter, and it takes us to H2. One more time. All I did was delete and enter. All right, so we're on H2. Now, we are going to test the macro. It was Control Shift what?
D.
So, Control, Shift, hold both of them, and D. Did it put it in cell H2? Okay, what did you do? Ah, yes, you get to do it all over again. And that means you gotta go back and re-record that whole thing. So wait, stop, and no, that means it's not working. So, turn off use relative references, click on macros now we're gonna, nope, click on macros. Now we're gonna have to figure this one out. You're gonna have to record it all over again. So, go ahead and, okay, later. Go ahead and delete. I'm gonna have you do this one more time. Click yes. Okay, now turn on relative references. Click record macro. Okay, the macro name is date stamp. Or it's right here, date stamp. Actually, shoot, you're supposed to be in cell H1. Okay, click cell H1, now record macro. Yep, this is the tough part of this. You gotta do it again. So date stamp, and then click in the next, click in shortcut key, shift, click there, shift D. Okay, and then your description is gonna be insert date text down here. Yep. Okay, very good. Okay. Now you're going to type equals. Equal symbol. Just type it TO and then double click today. Okay, and then press enter. Okay. Why is it red? Okay, that's fine. You're not going to need this for the project anyway. So now you're going to press the up arrow. Control C to copy. Control V to paste. Control V. Hit the control. Yep. And then click your paste values. That's very good. Okay. Now you're going to hit the escape key. Okay. That's good. Stop recording. Okay, cool. And yep, turn off use relative references. Yep. Now you're going to press delete and push enter. Delete, enter. Now Control Shift D. Control and Shift together. Yay!
And what case would this be okay, just the number?
Well, yeah. I told you why that is. I told you why that is. It's because the column's not wide enough. You make the column wider. Okay, that's how you fix that. All right, let's get back to it. So, really quick, everybody. So the purpose, so they want us to delete the contents, by the way. They want us to delete what we just put in here, so just press delete. Now you notice that we recorded it in H1, but when we were in H2, we were able to apply it. So when you click use relative references, so I could have been like, check it out, you don't have to do this, I'm just showing this to you. You could have been anywhere and did the Control Shift D and it would put it in that cell. So I'm just letting you know that when you use relative references, it depends on where you click and then where you run the macro and then that's where it's going to start. Using absolute references means we're going to force it to start in a specific cell, okay? Which we're going to be doing that. So here we go. Everyone's still on H2. Let's go to the next step. No, we're not saving. You're like, wait, we're not going to save this? No, we're not. So here we go. Power, please don't go out. We're now going to record a macro with absolute references to display unique contractor names. This is a very difficult step, everybody, so I'm going to go through this very slowly. We are going to nest. Oh, you love that word already, right? We are going to nest one function inside of another function. You're all like, we're going to do what? So I need you to follow these instructions exactly as I give them. Here we go. We're going to record another macro. We don't need relative references for this one, so we'll leave it off. Record macro. And here comes our next macro. So our next macro is going to be called sort unique. And everybody, I am not going to use S for my shortcut key because Control S is save. I don't want Control Shift S because that's going to confuse us all. I'm going to do Shift U. I'm going to do Shift U. We're going to call this, because it's unique. No, do not use S. You can use whatever letter you want. You can use Z for all I care. It's not going to dock points, so don't worry about that. We're just doing this to test the macro. It says do not use a shortcut key. Use the shortcut key. All right, everybody, this is what you're going to put in the description box. Display contractors for this period. Again, Control C, Control V. 9th project. You can do it. We're doing pretty good on time, actually. We're on our second macro already. Shoot, we'll be on our third one here in a moment. Oh, and guess what? We're going to create buttons, and when we click them, it performs with the macros that we built. You're going to learn how to create buttons in this one, too. But then again, I like shortcut keys. All right, here we go. Display contractors for this period. Once we're done with that, what do we click?
Okay.
Okay. Now, keep in mind, we're not using relative references, so whatever we do right now, the macro is going to start there. So, check it out. Select cell I5. So we're going to find I. We're going to find 5. We're going to click once on I5. Now the macro has begun. Or started. That's more collegiate, right? Begun. It's like dive versus dove. No? Okay, step H. We're going to go to the Formulas tab. Formulas tab. No, the macro will not remember that you clicked the Formulas tab. That's not part of the macro. We're just there in I5. It still knows that we're in I5. We're going to click Lookup and Reference right here in the function library. And we're going to click on this one right here, Sort. So Formulas tab, Lookup and Reference, Sort. Everybody knows where I'm looking. Good? Yes? Okay, great. Okay, so here we go. I'm doing this very slowly. So there's sort. Now the dialog box comes up for sort. Next, you're going to love this. Next, you're going to really love this. So that was step H. Step I. Check it out. They want us to click, and I'm going to do this really slowly again. We're going to click the name box arrow, choose more functions, and find and select unique. So here's how we're going to do it. This is a step that a lot of students dislike, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So notice how my cursor is flashing in array right now. Here's the name box, upper left corner to the left of the formula bar. We're going to click the drop down arrow for the name box right here. And we're going to choose more functions, which is this one here. It's cut off. So click on this. Click on more functions. And now you should get this. What are we looking for?
Look at the preferences. Unique function.
There it is. I just scrolled down. Here it is. Right here. So we're going to click on that one. If you scroll down, you'll find it. Unique. And we're going to click what?
Okay.
OK. So click unique, click OK. Now, you will notice, everybody, that our function arguments has changed from sort to unique. And if you look at up there in the formula bar, you now see that unique is nested inside of sort. So here's the next step. Again, I'm doing this slow on purpose. So, here we go. We're going to select cells B5 to B32. Now check it out. It says the structured reference name Table 1 Contractor is substituted for B5 to B32 because we're inside of a table, a contractor table, and that's why it's going to rename it that. So check it out. So where's B5? So B5, Smith Green, and we're going to go down to B32 like this. I'm going to do it this way. And then we're going to stop at B32 down here at the bottom. And we're going to let go. So put your pointer in the middle of B5, hold down your left mouse button, drag down to B32, and then let go. That's if I wasn't clear enough. See a lot of smiles today, that's good. All right, I'm going to let go. Now I'll now say Table 1 Contractor. Next. Dang it. Nope, stop. No, I'm talking to myself, not anybody else. Okay, now step K. Notice what it says here. Click Sort in the formula bar to return to the Sort function arguments dialog box. This is what this means, everybody. Up here, see up here? See the word sort? Click inside of the word sort up here in the formula bar. Click inside of the word sort. Click here, one time. And now, we are back to our sort function arguments. So, here we go. You'll notice that it says unique table 1 contractors. Hey, look! Everybody, look. Look what step L says. Click OK and then stop recording. I'm so happy. Click OK. And then, don't worry about this if you get it. I'm just going to click got it. And then down bottom left corner, down here, bottom left corner, remember the square? Next to the word ready, way down here to stop the recording, just click that. Or click the developer tab and stop recording. So I'm going to stop recording. Or you could have come up here and done it. Okay. Well, everybody, it says click on cell I5 and press delete. I'm already on I5. Are you already on I5? And press delete. Now, check this out, everybody. So, for step 7B, I don't want you to click A3. I want you to click any cell you want. I'm going to click N13, just because I can. Click any blank cell. Click it one time. It's Control-Shift what? Control-Shift U. Ha-ha, it worked! It's a miracle! And it did it in I5, right? So when we don't use relative references, we use absolute. It doesn't matter what cell we're in. When we run the macro, it's going to go to that cell and run it. Congratulations. Press delete again, everybody. Boop. You're doing great. All for 14 points. Okay, all right, step 8. Now, everybody, we are going to create buttons. We're going to create buttons. And to do this, we're going to go to the Developer tab, so please go to the Developer tab. everybody. Developer tab. Okay, here's where we're going to insert the buttons. Ready? If I'm going to insert a button, which controls, in the controls group, which of these should I click on if I'm going to insert a button? The big button that says what? Insert! You're so good. And then the button is the first one under form controls. Click that. Now you'll notice that your pointer turned into a what? A really thin, notice how it's a really thin plus? Now the next instruction says click. That's click. That's one click. Inside of J2. Here's J2. I'm just going to click once. Okay. Now, the macro wants us to assign is date stamped. That's step C. So we're going to click once on date stamp. And then we're going to click OK. Yay! I have a button. Does it actually say button? Does yours say button something or button whatever? Okay, now, everybody, we're going to change the wording or the text on it from button whatever to stamp date. So watch this. Instead of right-clicking, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put my pointer inside of here. Look, it turns into a yes. So you click inside of here, and you can get rid of the text. And we're going to type in stamp space date. Now you'll notice that it's cut off a little bit. We're going to type stamp date. Don't worry, we're going to fix this button so you can see all the words. Once you are done, everybody, don't worry, we're going to resize these buttons, I promise. Once you are done, click outside of the button. Like click somewhere over here. Like click anywhere. Are we good? Am I waiting? So we're going to click outside of the button. Somewhere over here. And notice mine just says stamp. Don't worry about that right now. We're going to fix it. You got the button? Okay, cool. It's not going to show the whole thing. And here's the other thing too. If you made any mistakes with this, like with the text, you can always go back in later and change the text. All right. Next, we're going to put a button in cell J5. So we're going to do the same thing we just did. We're going to click the insert button up here in the controls group. And we're going to click on the first form control once again, which is button. So again, insert, button. Click that. J5. Where is J5? There's J5. Again, it does not need to be perfect because we're going to align these and we're going to widen them so we can see them. So go ahead and click somewhere inside of J5, like this. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. Well, I suppose, which one should we put in for this one, everybody? Sort unique. And then if I'm done with this, I click on what? Okay. And there's another button. Back to the instructions, everybody. So, oh, that's right, I'm not done yet. So, we're going to edit the caption. I know, a little early trick-or-treating, it's okay. All right, so we're going to change the caption on that button to the word contractors. I'm just going to go ahead and type it in. So I'll put my pointer inside of here again. Again, if you make any mistakes, it's okay. We'll fix them. Contractors. Now, hold up. Once you're done with that, hold on. So once you're done with this, once again, just click somewhere outside of the button. It's going to say contract. It's okay. It's okay. Now, here's the really tricky part. You have to do this exactly as I do, or it will not work. So here we go. In this next step, step 9. By the way, we're flying through this, everybody. We are actually, wow, we really are toward the end. Okay, great. Okay, I said an hour. We're on pace. Okay, here we go. They want you to select both of the buttons at one time, then align it, set a height for it, and set a width for them. So here's how we are going to do this. Check it out, everybody. We're going to right-click the first button right here. Right-click this button. Okay, now, hold up. Now we're going to take our other hand, and we're going to hold down the Control key. Then we're going to take our mouse hand, and we are going to right-click the other button. Then we're going to let go of Control. Both buttons are now selected. So, back to the instructions. That was step 9B. Yeah, you right-click one button, hold down Control, right-click other button. Let me know when you're ready. You ready? Okay. Next, 9C. In the Shape Format tab, we're going to click the Align button and choose Align Left. So, here's the Shape Format tab up here. Here's the Align button here in the Arrange group. Align Left. So this will make them uniform in their alignment. Notice how my stamp moved over? Yours should have moved over so that they're in alignment now. So they should be aligned right here. Next, we are going to set the height to 0.45, width to 1.25. So check it out, everybody. It's up here. Here's height, 0.45, enter. Width, 1.25, enter. Hey, I can see it now. So at this point, so it's 0.45 enter, 1.25 enter. So at this point, if you made any spelling mistakes, now is the time to go in and fix those. That means you're going to, if you need, so check it out, everybody. Okay, now check it out. Well, both controls are selected. Drag them so that the top left corner of stamp date is in, wait a minute, aren't we already in J2? It's already in J2, isn't it? Do I really need to move these? No? Right. Good news, everybody. Click cell H1. Click any cell. Click H1. Actually, just click H1. Okay. Whew. Okay. Next. You're all like, now we're going to edit the macro. Yes, now it's time to edit the macro. So, the only thing we're going to do, everybody, inside of all this code that you're about to see, is we're going to change I5 for our sort unique macro to H5. We're changing one letter from I to H. Here's how we're going to do it. They want you to right-click the Contractors button and click the Visual Basic button. So here we go. Right-click the Contractors button. Got it? And then, everybody, with Contractor selected, we're going to go up to the Developer tab up here at the top. And we're going to click Visual Basic all the way on the left side in the code group, right here. Developer tab, Visual Basic. Click that. What? All I did was right-click this, I clicked the Developer tab, and now I'm going to click Visual Basic. Right-click the Contractors button, then click the Developer tab, then click Visual Basic. Visual Basic. Here we go. It's going to open up a new window. And you're all like, wow, Nick, that's a great looking window. Shouldn't there be code in this, everybody? Would you like to know how to find the code? Here's how we're going to find the code. Over here on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see a folder that says modules. Click the little plus next to the folder. And then, what do you notice that showed up when you did that? Module 1. So we should probably double-click Module 1, huh? Ooh, I see code. Do you see code? Everybody? I'm not moving on until... Of course, we got one guy that keeps coming in and going out. I'm sure he's trick-or-treating. Anyway, a little early for that, you know, but I got the candy ready. Okay, so again, all we're going to change in this code, do you see where I'm pointing? Do you see sort unique and do you see I5? Here's sort unique, here's I5. We're changing that to H5, capital H. So click here, get rid of the I, type in an H. That's all we're doing. That's it. That's all we're doing in this code. We're just changing this right here from an I to an H. And we're done with this. So we're going to save it. Here's how we're going to save it, everybody. Up here in the toolbar. Yes, toolbars. Remember, this is an actual toolbar. We're going to click the thing that looks like a floppy disk that says save. So go ahead and click that. Click it a whole bunch of times, like this. I guess Control S would have worked too, right? Okay. We're done with this screen. So what do I do if I'm completely done with the screen? What should I do with it? Probably close it, right? Check it out. We're going to click this X up here. This X. We're closing this window. Gone. Congratulations. So I suppose we should probably test the change, right? They're probably going to want us to test that change, right? So, bop, 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 bop. Wow, we're all done. Okay. So we just did the H5. All right, we're good. Next step. Next step. Now, actually, I don't want you all to do this. I'm just going to show you what the result is so that you know that this works. Do not do this, everybody. I'm just going to do it. So when I click this, it should be an H5 now instead of I5. Check it out. Woohoo! There it is. It's an H5. That's what it was supposed to do. Dang it, now I got to delete that. Oh, by the way, when you do stuff like this, you can't undo it. You have to manually delete stuff. So it's like, yeah, so if you did that, delete that. All right, here we go. Next, we're going to document the macros. And I'm going to ask you all, if you don't feel like typing all of this, we paste it up in the formula bar. And I'm going to do this very, very quickly, everybody. So we're going to go to, because we got to speed this up. There's the documentation tab down here at the bottom. Click on the documentation tab. I'm going to make this big so everyone can see it. Now we are literally documenting this, so we're not running any macros here. We're only typing words. So check it out. Figure 8-42 right here, they want you to make this look like this. So I'm going to do this very quickly. So we're going to go to cell A3 and type name. Like that. Then I'm going to push my tab key. And we're going to type purpose. And now I'm going to push enter because I want to go to A4. So I'm going to push enter, and now I'm in A4. Look, it wants you now to type date stamp. All one word, date stamp. Then we're going to push tab. I'm going to make this wider. Everybody, I'm going to make this a little wider so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. So now for the purpose, I'm going to paste this in because I don't want to type it. It says, insert the current date as text. No period. No periods on these, everybody. I'm going to copy this. And again, everybody, we're pasting up in the formula bar like this. And paste it up here. And then press enter. Okay. Now check it out. Now they want us to go to B5. So I'm going to go to B5. And we're going to copy this. Assign to the date, stamp date button. I'm not typing all of that. And again, we're pasting up here, and then press enter. Okay, next, we're going to go to A7. And this one is going to be sort unique. Now we're on step E, sort unique. Again, you can copy and paste it. Then we're going to go to press tab and go to B7. And it's display the names of contractors, again, no period. Pasting up here. Then it says arrow down to B8. I'm going to press enter actually. And I'm going to tab over to B8. So now we're in B8. And this one is assigned to the contractors button. Like this. Or not like that. Ugh. This is what happens when you paste wrong, everybody. Again, paste up here. And then really quick, everybody, once you're done with that, you press enter. Double click up here. Double click up here between the B and the C columns, like this. So you can have it all in one. So that's what it's supposed to look like right now. Here are the changes we're going to make to this. Are you ready? We're going to apply. We're going to apply all borders, cells A3 through B8. This is step F. So you're going to put your pointer on A3. Pointer on A3, drag down to B8. Like this. What tab is the borders on? Which tab? What was that? Home. Home tab. Font group, all borders. Home tab, font group, all borders. Bam. Now, without even looking at the instructions, what happened? Yeah, I'm trying to speed this up so we have time to finish. Okay, everybody else. Cells A3 and B3. So you're going to put your pointer on A3, drag over to B3. We're going to bold, Control B. And we're going to center, which is this button right here, center. Ta-da! That's it. So this is what it should look like. Name and purpose need to be bolded and centered. All right. We know everybody's ready. Everybody good? We good to move on? Back row is always ready to move on. Front row just gives me like looks going, come on, go to the next step. Middle row though, I never can guess. You're all doing great. Yeah, that looks beautiful.
No, this one is
Oh yeah. Okay, that's all right. That's an easy fix. Easy. All right. Moving on. Now for something real fun. So, delete sample data and save the template. That's the next step. So, here we go. We're going to click back on the stats sheet down here. We're going to wipe out all the data from A5 to F32. So I'm just going to click once on A5, scroll down, hold down my shift key, click F32. And I'm going to do what to this data? Delete it. So on your keyboard, press delete. Boop. No! It's all gone. It's all gone. What am I going to do? We're in the home stretch here, everybody. So once you've wiped it all out, everybody, here's what you do next. Step 12C. Point to the table resize arrow in cell F32 and drag it up to F7. So this is what this means, everybody. Down here at the bottom, you're going to see this little resize arrow right here. So you're going to take it, and you're going to drag it up to row 7 like this. Where's row 7? Up, 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 up. Oh, oh, there you go. To right here, to row 7. And then let go. Now, what do you notice when you did that? What do you notice about the rest of the borders are all still there, right? I suppose we should fix that, huh? So look what it says, everybody. Next step. Select cells A8 to F32 and clear the formats. So all we're going to do is this, everybody. Here's A8. And scroll down. I'm going to hold down my shift key, click F32. So we're selecting A8 to F32. And over here in the cell, or over here in the editing group, over here, remember this, everybody? We did this last time. We're going to click this clear button, but we're going to do, what do they want us to do? Clear the whats? The formats. What's that? I selected A8 to F32.
I cannot find it.
It's on the Home tab. Home tab. Yes, it's that one right there. Clear formats. Well, it's because you have the screen half the size of mine. That's why you can't see anything. Okay. People at home, do not do the half screen thing. Okay. Moving on. We're now going to go to cell A5. Hey, wait, look! Look what they want us to do in step F. They want us to save it! We could have been saving it all along. All right, click A5. I'm saving. Control S. Control S to save, everybody. We're finally saving something. Oh, hello, Peter. All right, everybody. Now we are at the end. We got step 13. We're going to put some stuff in. Step 14. We're going to run the macros, which you can do with your keyboard shortcuts. And we're going to enter one more record in. And then we're going to ultimately save and close the workbook. So we're at the end. So we went a little bit longer than an hour, so what? We're still going to finish within time. Right, so check it out. This is what they want you to do. They want you to actually type the words or copy and paste. Type today's date, type tomorrow's date, and type yesterday's date in A5, A6, and A7. They want you to put in the rest of this for columns B through F, starting with row 5. So here we go. I'm going to copy, type today's date. I'm going to come here, and where am I going to paste it? Formula bar, up here at the top. Click it, up here, paste it. You've done this before. And there's type today's date. Bam. I'm going to push the tab key to get to B5. Now, you'll notice, check it out. You'll notice that this bleeds into column B, so we need to make this column bigger up here. So put your pointer between the A and the B columns like this, and drag over here. Make the column wider. Make the column wider, make the column wider. Like that. Just make it wider. Right, contractor, Smith Green. I'm just going to type it in. Tab, origin, Minneapolis. Tab, destination, Omaha. Tab, miles, 380. Pallets, 90. Now when I press enter after I type 90 in, it goes to cell A6. And here I'm going to put in type tomorrow's date. And I'm going to paste it up here. Then the rest of this is AAA trucking. I know, we're almost done. We're almost there. Hang in there. Then we got Chicago. We got Minneapolis. All I'm doing is pressing tab, everybody, to get to the next cell. 410, 87, enter. Now, step C, type yesterday's date. We're actually putting these words in, everybody. We're not putting the dates in. So there's type yesterday's date, miles. Shoot, is two is not capitalized. Go. St. Louis. I know we're almost there. No more yawning. St. Louis. Fargo. No, not Faro. Fargo. 795 and 85. So what they say at the end of this is, they don't say anything. So all I'm going to do after that 85 is I'm going to click somewhere like outside of the table, like over here. I'm just going to click somewhere outside of it. So that's what it should look like, everybody. Give everybody a moment to finish typing. We are literally at the end of this. I mean, look, there it is. There's the final steps. You're like, all of this for 14 points? Come on, Nick. All right, are we all good now? I hope. All right, here we go, everybody. They want you to actually click once on each of the buttons to test them out. So I'm going to click once on regular click, one click. Boop. And then contractors. So you notice that when I clicked stamp date, because remember I did the zoom in, the zoom out thing? When I clicked it, it did the zooming. Because I accidentally had done that. I wonder if they're going to dock me for that. But anyway, we're going to find out, aren't we? But when you clicked on these, did you notice that the date was put in and the contractors were put in? So there you go, everybody. So H2 and H5. Yeah, that looks fine. Yeah, don't worry about that row right now. We're going to actually put things in there. So just we're good. As long as this looks correct, I could care less about that. All right, moving on. Now, check it out, everybody. So they want you to click on cell F7, which you don't have to do because you already have the next row underneath it. So you're good. I'm going to push the tab key. You'll notice that it pops in row 8. You already have row 8, so you don't have to worry about that. Here we go, everybody. We're going to type all this stuff in. You ready? Well, or you can copy and paste. So it's type today's date. So we're going to click up here and paste it. So you're going to be replacing it anyway, so you're fine. Then it's Nina Brothers. Don't worry, we're almost finished. You can get that water. We're almost done. Nina Brothers. Then Milwaukee, Kansas City. And then 565 and 69. And then it says select cell A5. So that's what that looks like, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that's what yours looks like. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are finished. Step 15. Save your file as an Excel workbook. And then it says, click yes when you get the message that says the following features cannot be saved in macro-free workbooks, VB project. So first I'm saving this. Then I'm going to do a save as. So here we go. File. We did this earlier. Save as. Should be under your downloads folder. I'm just going to click downloads. And everybody, we're changing the type from template to just an ordinary Excel workbook with no macros. Yeah, you can create viruses with macros, right? That's why they don't let us upload the macro template. Okay, what should I do? Click save? Yes, replace the file. And yes, continue as a macro-free workbook. Yes. All right. Congratulations. we're finished. So, here we go. You don't have to do step 16 because, hey, you should always have the developer tab up, because if you're going to do this in real life, you should have that developer tab on. All right, back to top. And we are submitting the non-macro template one. We're selecting only, where is it? Oh, good. I only have one option. I don't know where the other one went, but hey, it's right here. I can't look. I can't look. I can't look. 13 points! I told you all you wouldn't like me today, but hey, you're gonna love me next week for Access. People at home, you are awesome as always. Have a safe Halloween tomorrow, everybody, absolutely everybody. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, rest of your week. And we'll be back for chapter 10 already? On Tuesday? Chapter 10 on Tuesday. See you later.